All right, let's get started. I have never made an exercise video before. This is very exciting, but I wanted to start off today doing a couple of showing you, demonstrating to you the proper ways to do the different exercises that we have as part of our 30-day fat burning fall challenge. And I always think it's very, very important that you start off before you exercise, doing a stretch for a couple of minutes, and at the end do a cool down. So I introduced myself in an earlier video, and I'm Jill Lebowski, and I'm also a Pilates instructor. So I'm just going to kind of take you through what I would normally do for my own personal stretch. I'll use this as well as in my classes. So the best way to start, and I may not do the full exercises, you may need to go through the actual reps themselves, but I will at least demonstrate the good form that you should be using. So to start off, you always want to start off with your shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles, toes facing forward, and all these are in line. You want to make sure your head's not way out here. We call it a turtleneck. You want to pull that back in line too. So the back of your head is in line with the back of your shoulders. You're going to take a nice inhale and reach on up. Hands come together. You're going to exhale and reach over. And don't pop out that other hip. Just stay in line. Make it a stretch from the waist. Inhale back up and exhale and over. Just because I love these, I'm going to do one more. Here we go. Exhale and over, exhale and over. Good. Bring it up to the top here and look at your hands and draw your shoulders down your back, and then very slightly just lean back just a little, as long as you have no back trouble and it doesn't hurt. Good. And from there, take your hands out to the side. Palms are straight out, and just do slow, small, steady circles in both directions. Good. And move those wrists up and down and thumbs high and low. We're going to be working those shoulders a little bit today. Good. And roll those wrists both directions. We're going to be on our wrists as well. So from here, you're going to take those hands behind you. You're going to clasp them behind you just like that. You're going to draw those shoulders down. You're going to hold there. Take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, bring those hands over to one side and bring an ear to that shoulder. And enjoy that little stretch there. And then inhale up, bring your hands to the other side, little stretch over there. Great. All right, now what you're going to do is we're going to do what's called a roll down. Actually, before we do that, let's do something else. I like to do this first. Take those hands back out to the side. And from here, we're going to do a little bit of twisting. We're going to work our side. We're going to be working our obliques today. So we're going to get back into that good form. We're not going to want to move our hips. All this movement is going to come from the top of your body. Hands are out. And you're going to just take a nice little twist at the waist. The hips don't move, just as far as things feel good to you. And then back the other way. And you see my hand isn't moving. They're staying in line from fingertip to fingertip. I'm going to show you one more time, so watch that. My hands don't move, and they come back. And again, my hips and my hands don't move. Now I'm going to take my hips with me in a full twist. So we're going to rotate completely and give 3 little pulses here. Back to center, exhale. 3 little pulses here. Good. And bring those hands on down. From here, we're going to bring those shoulders into our chest, up to our ears, back to the back behind you and down. You're going to bring them in and up and back and down. You can do that one more time if it feels good. And then come forward for a few. Nice. All right, so now we're going to roll down to the floor a little bit. These are called roll downs, and they're not just bending and reaching for your toe. That's going to hurt your back. Watch how I do it. Again, I'm in my good form. Everything is lined up. Toes are facing forward. I'm going to start this movement from the top of my head. I'm going to bring my chin to my chest. And I'm going to roll down one vertebra at a time. Just reaching for your toes. That head hangs heavy. As far as that goes for you. When you're down here, you can just release any tension in the neck. Move it side to side and up and down. Then take a nice inhale. Bring your belly button to your spine, so that means pull in on that belly button to start this movement, and then very slowly, with the base of your spine, start to stack those vertebrae back up. The last thing that should come up is that head. Good. And now you're going to do the same thing 2 more times. As long as you have balance, you're going to go ahead and you're going to cross your right foot over your left foot. Otherwise, find a wall. Like I have a little wall here if I need it. Something to hold on to for balance to do these. But you'll cross your right foot over your left foot, and those hips will face forward, and you'll do the same thing with that roll down. and roll back up, and the other direction, roll down, and roll back up. So we've just stretched out our hamstring. Last thing to stretch out, we want to stretch out our quadriceps just a little bit, the front of our thigh. So again, if you need a little wall to hold for this, you can go ahead and hold. And you're going to take your foot and your hand behind you. Your knees will stay in line the best you can, so not out here. And then just go ahead and press that foot into the hand. And you'll feel that tension, and you'll feel everything hopefully release in your hip flexor and in the front of your thigh. And you can do that on both sides. See this side. There we go. Good. All right. So now the last thing I want to do is want to get our heart rate up. So there's a couple of different ways that we can do that. The first way is to start with a light jog. And let me tell you, I'm not really a cardio girl, so bear with me on this. Good. So you'll jog, I would say about 30 seconds, just a kind of a light jog, get that heart rate up. Then we'll go into a little bit of full body movements, and we're going to add in some jumping jacks. So from here, you can do a full jack if you have no troubles with your shoulders or your knees or your hips, and you can go like this, right? Just like that. If you've got any shoulder issues, you can go like this, just straight up and down. And then if you've got any issues with impact on the knees and the lower part, you can just step out, step out, step out. Pick up the pace on those, just again, to get that heart rate up. And then the last thing, I would probably do about 10 to 15 of those, whatever feels good for you. And then just end it off with maybe a high knee. And again, if you have any issues with impact, you'll just lift those knees up very high. All right, so you'll be out of breath, but you'll be ready to start your exercise challenge. And I'm going to make some more videos for you, and we'll go through those as well. All right.